So what if the absolute best tool for surviving today's crazy markets wasn't some new algorithm, but a 2,000-year-old philosophy from ancient Rome? It sounds kind of nuts, right? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the mindset of the Stoic Trader, and I think you'll see it's a total game changer.
We're starting with this incredible line from Marcus Aurelius, because honestly, it reframes everything. He's not just saying, hey, go overcome obstacles. No, he's saying the obstacle is the path. For a trader, getting your head around this doesn't just change the game, it completely changes how you even see the game itself.
And let's be real, these obstacles are universal. We all know them. It's that pit in your stomach when a position moves against you. It's that rush of greed when it goes your way. And it's that constant, nagging uncertainty about what's next. Those feelings, that's the real market you're fighting every single day.
But what if those very things, the fear, the uncertainty, aren't problems you need to eliminate? What if they're the curriculum? What if they're the training ground? For a disciplined mind, these challenges become the raw material for building true, unshakable mastery.
Okay, so this brings us to a really crucial idea. See, most traders think the chaos is on the charts, but the truth is, the real chaos is somewhere else entirely. Because here's the hard truth. Your most expensive mistakes, they almost never come from a bad strategy. They come from psychological errors. Those decisions you make when you're scared or hopeful or your ego gets in the way. The real battlefield isn't the S&P 500. It's the 6 inches between your ears.
So if the problem is psychological, then we need a psychological toolkit. And it just so happens that one of the most powerful mental operating systems ever designed was perfected about 2,000 years ago.
Now, what I find so amazing about this is just look at who we're talking about. Our guides here are a wealthy statesman, a man born into slavery who became one of the most respected teachers of his time, and literally the most powerful man on earth. If this philosophy worked for people in such wildly different circumstances, you can be pretty sure it's universally applicable. So what is Stoicism anyway? Look, forget the dusty philosophy books. For our purposes, think of it as a high-performance mindset. It is a practical, down-to-earth system for staying cool and disciplined when the pressure is on. And it all boils down to relentlessly asking one simple question. Is this something I can control or not?
So how do we actually put this into practice? Let's walk through what a Stoic trader's day might look like, starting with those absolutely critical moments before the market even opens.
Marcus Aurelius started every single day not by reacting to what the world threw at him, but by preparing his mind for it. For a trader, this is a profound shift. It means your day is won or lost right here, in this pre-market session, way before you ever place a single trade.
And here's the method. It's a simple 3-step mental warm-up. First, you remind yourself, my focus is on my process, not my P&L. Step 2, you actually visualize the bad stuff. A big loss, a missed opportunity, a technical glitch. You prepare for it so it doesn't knock you off your game. And finally, you set a goal that's based purely on how well you execute your plan, which is the only thing you can actually control.
All right, the bell rings, the market is live, and the chaos starts. So how does a Stoic stay grounded? Well, it all comes down to one core, incredibly powerful principle.
This is it. This is the dichotomy of control taught by Epictetus, and it might be the single most important idea for any trader, ever. On the left, you've got everything related to your process, your analysis, your discipline, when you get in and out. On the right, you've got everything else, the market's direction, your P&L, breaking news. Your job, your only job, is to pour every ounce of your mental energy into the column on the left.
And Epictetus just drills this point home. A losing trade? That's just an event. It's neutral. The market hitting your stop loss is just price moving on a chart. It's your reaction to it, the story you tell yourself, the impulse to revenge trade, that's the only thing that truly matters, because it's the only thing you truly own. So this leads to a really powerful mental model. The Stoics called it acting with an inner reservation. What it means is you gave 100% absolute commitment to executing your plan perfectly, total focus. But at the same time, deep down you hold this quiet acceptance that the result, the outcome of that perfect execution, is completely and totally out of your hands.
The closing bell rings. For most traders, it's time to switch off and check their P&L. But for the Stoic, this is when the most important work of the day actually begins. This is the work of learning.
The statesman Seneca had this practice of a rigorous evening review. For a trader, this is how you turn your journal from just a log of trades into a powerful tool for psychological growth. You have to ask yourself, honestly, where did I stick to my process? Where did I screw up? And what is the one thing I'm going to focus on improving tomorrow? And when you zoom out, you see this creates a fundamental shift in your identity as a trader. The amateur's mood is a roller coaster tied directly to their P&L. They react to whatever the market does. The Stoic trader, on the other hand, is focused only on flawless execution. They respond with discipline, no matter what the outcome is.
And really, Marcus Aurelius gives us the ultimate call to action here. We can talk forever, we can read 100 books about the ideal trading mindset, but at some point, you just have to decide to be that trader. The focus has to shift from learning and thinking to actually doing.
And so, that leaves us with one final crucial question. The market is always going to be chaotic. You cannot control it, but you can always control your response. So the real question for tomorrow is, who's going to be in charge?